Well, good afternoon. My name is Julie Scott, and I am so excited that you are here today to check in on our Essential Emotions Breakthrough Masterclass. I have Chris on, who is going to be co-hosting with us today. And so as people are entering in, I'm asking if you would mind entering your name, your email, or whatever is the best contact to reach you after the class. So if you wouldn't mind messaging, just so we can keep in touch. We're really looking forward to what this class has to offer and what you're going to be able to learn from this. So this is an emotional breakthrough masterclass, and there's just a few things we're going to try to hit on today. Really talking about the science, the research, the connection between essential oils and emotions, and why doTERRA essential oils versus other essential oils. Be able to better identify, recognize different emotional factors that are at play, and walk away knowing how to experience emotional breakthroughs with essential oils. So just wanted to find out why you are here. And if you wouldn't mind putting that in the chat and just kind of identify who you are. It's just the three of us at the moment, but if you wouldn't mind sharing why you're here, I'm going to talk a little bit about why I am here. Really talking about my story. Really starts at a young age. I got exposed to holistic healthcare and really incorporated a lot of that theory to begin with. And it really started with my grandfather. So it was really in my family. There's a lot of body workers in my family. And my grandfather was actually captured in World War II by the Japanese when they landed on the Philippines Islands. And he ran into the woods. He tried to get his battalion to run with him. He did not, or none of them went with him. And he found a family that actually took care of him and hid him and helped him to survive. Eventually, he turned himself into the Japanese because they were looking for him. But at that time frame, he learned a great deal about Eastern Chinese medicine. And that is kind of a lot of those experiences that forge us at a very young life age. And that really came into my family, that experience of his. And so he actually encouraged, it was so neat. I got together with an aunt of mine this last year, and she was telling me how he encouraged her to do massage at a very young age. So two of my aunts were doing massage before I was ever born. And so I've been around body workers for a very long time, and they used a lot of essential oils. So my personal story was that I had migraines and nothing really worked. I started getting MRIs when I was at 11. But some other things had happened in my life. There was a lot of substance abuse and chemical dependency, just a lot of mental health issues within my family. We were all just trying to do the best that we could to survive. And I think that there was some of that was happening and just trying to keep regulated. And I found essential oils to be very helpful. But my grandfather also was using a curriculum called Touch for Health. And he was an instructor with it. My dad became an instructor. I went through that program as well. And a lot of that is instilling wellness within the household. And so everybody can practice wellness and supporting and taking care of one another in the household. So that's a lot of my background. And when I started having the migraines and trying to look for treatments and what was effective for me, I tried a lot of different medications. I had a lot of side effects with it, and kind of went back to some of that holistic approach with essential oils and massage. And that's what really kind of managed my migraines as I was aging. It wasn't until 4 years ago in 2019 that I got hearing aids. I should have gotten them when I was much younger. And at that time found out I had a benign vestibular. So there was like kind of this missing piece for a very long time, how to manage migraines, how to manage pain, how to manage balance. And essential oils was very effective with that. So because of that foundation with Touch for Health and learning that it was a curriculum that was really designed to help families provide wellness in the home, I really believe a healer is in every home. And so I really like to promote the healer within all of us and being able to manage health and well-being. So I believe an empowered person is someone who knows what their options are and knows when they need to find better ones. There were a lot of things that I went through personally and trying to navigate on what was the best thing for me. And because of those life experiences and the successes that I had from those benefits, it kind of led me down this path. So why do I love this option? I love this picture of Gandhi connecting with this infant. And as we're beginning to learn a lot more about trauma, I really got hooked on Bessel van der Kolk's and Dr. Porges' theory of the polyvagal theory and how we are regulating our nervous systems and being able to be consciously aware and soothing and managing our nervous system really helps us to regulate and then create better connections with those around us. So kind of going back to that theory, the more that we can support the family and those and individuals themselves, then they're able to have better relationships. And essential oils are another incredible tool that can help facilitate with that. So safety and testing, one of the reasons why I really like dōTERRA's oils. dōTERRA does a great deal with safety and testing, that they created a standard called Certified Pure Tested Grade, or CPTG. So there's a lot of wonderful things with that. And there's a lot more natural benefits that we get without any side effects. Because the size of the molecule, it's more biorecognizable for us. It is the lifeblood of the plant. It's what that plant created to support itself in order to overcome threats, because it couldn't run like we can. And essential oils are very potent and pure. The purity of those essential oils really create a whole different kind of expectation for you. And they really are an unprecedented testing leader in the industry. There's nobody else that is doing as much testing and making sure that the product that they put in that bottle is meeting those standards. So this is one of the things I love about them, because they are standing out amongst all the other companies that are out there. And now that they can have all this results from the testing, we are now creating dōTERRA is creating a pharmaceutical grade oil. And so this is becoming our gold standard. Lavender is now considered a pharmaceutical grade. So they care so much about what gets put into that bottle. It makes a tremendous difference. So there's the consistency when you buy the product, you know it's going to be pure, and it's going to, what is in that bottle, you're going to know how to use it. And the efficacy as far as the essential oils and how it addresses the root cause of a lot of these issues that somebody's having with the system. Essential oils are very effective because not only do they take care of the things that are on the outside of the cell, like bacteria that's in this image, it also can penetrate the cell and cross that oil membrane and address things within the cell. And so viruses duplicate within the cell. Essential oils are able to get in. And the other thing that I geek out about is epigenetics and the research that's going on with that. And they're finding some amazing things with essential oils and how they support us. They can stimulate and repair receptor sites in our systems. And again, kind of what I was talking about earlier is that it's a much more complex chemical compound. So our body recognizes what to do with it. So it can be very selective too on what it's supporting. So one of the really cool things about essential oils is that it can support us aromatically. And with this system, it has an effect directly on our brain. You're seeing the olfactory nerves within the sinuses and how that can tonify or sedate certain areas of the brain, and how then it can impact our memory and emotions. And it can be very effective just with the scent, with those different systems. But the thing is that's so awesome is that olfactory sensors aren't just limited to our sinuses. They are located in this image throughout our body. So different organ systems, different receptor sites. The scent is affecting our whole system. It's very powerful. So blends are a really awesome way to support us. And here are just a few lists, but on the image on the far right, we have peppermint and orange oil. So just diffusing peppermint and orange oil can create an incredible complete compound that can be very supportive. It has the citrus oils, which can be very calming and uplifting. And then the peppermint can be really soothing, but yet stimulating for the brain. So the two of them together can be very effective. And so we have diffusers where we can aerate into the air, and we have all kinds of different blends that you can use that can either uplift, which can ground, which can motivate, which can also create a lot more focus. So there's all kinds of varieties of ways to get support with the essential oils. So one example, which I think is very powerful, and because I'm trying to reach out to a lot of you therapists or teachers, even parents, is this particular scenario when there was a child in a classroom that got very upset and was so disruptive that he got so out of control. And because of the limitations of that setting, they really couldn't put their hands on that child. But because they had an essential oil available in that space, they pulled out that balance oil and gave this child the option to smell the oil and how it calmed him in that situation. And within just a few minutes, he was able to then verbalize what was going on, calm himself down, and be able to come back into the classroom again. So very quick and effective method here to be able to support somebody in with a very natural product. So another way that we can use essential oils is topically by applying it to the skin. So again, you get that aromatic benefits, but we're also applying it topically, and you can put it on different systems. So a lot of research is identifying that we have different processing centers. There's the brain, there's the heart, and there's the gut. And so by applying the oils topically over different systems, these different structures here, you can help the brain or the body to process a lot of these different emotions. So there's just a few of the different oils that we can use there. And then the third way that we use the essential oils is internally. It's actually recommended to use the essential oils this way. And what's really cool about dōTERRA is, I don't know if you guys can see this image here, if your video is blocking it, but off to the far right, dōTERRA has created a lifestyle pyramid, and they really have based their whole company on this model. So they created products that are going to support you in each one of those different categories. So you can get really specific on addressing certain things, but one of our number one products is our supplements. Our vitamins are our number one products because we know that if we can get the base of this pyramid, which is nutrition and supporting our digestion, you're going to affect all the other areas. And the essential oils are going to be that much more effective. So people are really surprised when they find that doTERRA is much more than just an essential oil company. They really are a lifestyle company. And another effective way to support us is the more sensory pathways that you can address, then the more you're going to be able to effectively support somebody emotionally. So with the five senses, with the smell, with the touch, with the taste, with the vision, and the hearing. And this is what we're going to identify in some of these things that we're going to be talking about and how you can support yourself with essential oils. So there's the 4 emotional factors. So we're going to touch on a couple of things in the science of emotions and how they affect us and kind of break through all these different points. So the first one is vibrational frequency. Emotions have a voltage. And when you think about it, essential oils is a chemical structure. Emotions are also a chemical structure. And they can kind of get into the body physically. So what's very cool is I just started reading David Hawkins' books. I've known about him for years, but he is a psychiatrist and a physician that maps this scale out in front of you. It is this map of consciousness, and he mapped out the emotions and the energetic frequencies involved with each one of those emotions. So you can see here, the lower the vibration, the lower the frequency, there is a lower emotion. So shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear. And anything below 100 is very destructive. So when your energy frequency is very low, you kind of lose a lot of consciousness. And it isn't until 200 that you begin to become more conscious. So kind of talking about that self-awareness as far as how you connect with yourself and how you connect with others. Being conscious of your emotions is also a frequency. And then as you go up, the higher the frequency, the more you're going to reach a higher state. So love is at 500. And then when you go above that, it becomes more of a spiritual plane to enlightenment. What's really amazing is that essential oils have a energetic frequency to them. So they can actually help raise our frequencies and change our emotional levels. So it's really awesome when you can see how things can come together and why it is that nature is so amazing. And we're going to touch on that. But the one thing I want to make sure you know about is doTERRA's co-impact sourcing. So we go directly to these different countries and source our plants because they are the ideal location for that plant to be the most therapeutic value. And so what I just want you guys to know about is on the bottom, they talk about the co-impact sourced oil, the social impact, the environmental stewardship. It isn't just about that bottle that we're getting and the product that and the benefits that are there. The company is doing some tremendous things before things ever get put into that bottle. And so they're creating relationships with these different communities around the world, around the globe. As a self-employed individual, I love knowing that I am contributing to a global unification and supporting people on the other side of the planet. Somaliland, for example, is one of the countries that has the highest mortality rate. And doTERRA helped build a hospital in this country and is helping women who would normally die before or even after delivering a baby. And they are helping them with their hygiene and creating a safe, sterile location for them to have their children. It is amazing to know that this is just one thing that dōTERRA is doing. So it's not just about the product, it's about what this company is also doing. So when you step out into nature and you see how it can affect us, in Japan, they have a technique that they call Shinrin-yoku, or what we call forest bathing. There's a lot of other countries that do the same thing, but going for a hike, going for a walk in the woods is incredibly therapeutic. Kind of going back to that olfactory sensors, our whole body used to be stimulated on a much more daily basis when we would go out into nature and walking into the woods. And you get a lot more benefits with that. Now that we're more in urban environments, we don't get a lot of that exposure to those different elements and those different scents. So having essential oils that's natural and is pure and aerating it in your space creates that forest bathing experience. It's so powerful. So if you can't get to the woods, this is a really awesome way to incorporate that with your lifestyle. So Northern Escape is one of our blends that we have, and it's like walking out into a forest. And we have it's a blend of a variety of wood tree oils, and they're very grounding. So number 2 is the physiology biology. Emotional energy manifests in the body in the form of physical sensations or feelings. So emotions will identify in certain areas of the body, and that is something that we've identified for years. Chinese medicine has the acupuncture, pressure points, and those things that they've identified different points within the body and having to do with certain systems. And there's a variety of other sources. Carol Truman is another one that we like to use, and helping to identify how emotions show up physically, and helping to move those emotions through the body by identifying what the emotion is involved with that location. So again, kind of going back to those processing centers, when you get into the gut, 90% of our neurotransmitters are produced there, how they affect the brain. And now we're finding more and more how much the heart is actually affecting the brain. So the brain is really a processing center of what's going on elsewhere, and we're supporting that from those other sources. So by supporting the emotions and how we process it could also affect us physically. And again, we have some essential oils that can support those different areas. So the physiology and biology, we have an incredible product like Adaptive that is available for us in a variety of ways. We can aerate it in a diffuser to support us. We can actually apply it topically with our roller. And those 2 oils specifically are designed to help us stimulate melatonin and serotonin. The Adaptive capsules are actually a product that we need if we have co-nutrients to make it. But if we don't have enough GABA. And so those capsules actually have GABA in it, and they help us to adapt and to be able to compensate through stressful situations throughout our day. And it is our calming blend oil. I consider this the mental health oil, and it's so profound to be able to have something that is so effective in calming the brain and helping people to be able to overcome those stressful situations throughout the day, to navigate through that more successfully. Number 3 is behavioral. The behavioral response will be an expression or action versus a repression or avoidant situation. Deep pressed. The body sheds the tears, the eyes refuse to shed. So I have a light that's in my massage room. I'm a massage therapist. Maybe I didn't say that earlier. But I have a light in my room that looks like a turtle shell. And I talk to my clients about coming out of their turtle shell, coming out of the pain, coming out of the emotional status, and being able to move again, to get to re-engage with life. And so coming out of that turtle shell, that's a natural response. We retreat and we try to hide away to protect ourselves so that we don't get hurt. Now, this is a book, Burnout. There's definitely a lot of differences of opinion, but even Brene Brown really valued this book because the research in it was talking about the biophysiology, um, the evidence that was out there to support us in being able to manage stress. And so there's 7 points really out of this book talking about physical activity. Even Bessel van der Kolk talks about doing yoga or Tai Chi, martial arts, dance, even theater, and being able to get out and move. And that is a really powerful way for us to kind of process through those emotions again. Breathing exercises, again, yoga, Tai Chi, martial arts, they're using a form of breathing to override a lot of the natural nervous system responses, and that can be very effective. Positive social interaction. We talk about trying to get into spaces where there's support, and having that organic connection with others really can be very effective. Laughter, creative expression, affection with other individuals, and being able to express your emotions is so powerful. And we have essential oils that support us in all those different things. So deep blue can reduce pain, so physical or emotional, so that you can get out and do those activities. The breathe oil, which helps to open up our airways, it helps us to get oxygen back in our blood. Then we have a lot of those other oils that are just inspiring us to be more creative, connecting with other individuals, and even becoming more verbal as being able to communicate those emotions. So it's really awesome to see those different ways that essential oils can support us emotionally. And then we have oils like vetiver and adaptive that are very calming and sedating. So then when those disruptions come up and we just kind of burst like a bomb, we have essential oils that can be very calming for us, and again, very effective. Excuse me. And number 4 is the mind. Mind is energy. The mind moves from thought to thought. So the more that we can manage the different thoughts that are going through our heads, the more that we can be more positive oriented, really helps us to address those stressful situations so that we can move forward. When you're a negative Nilly, it's just going to be a lot more difficult to be able to manage those situations, whether it's by yourself and the situations that you're coming up with, like my cell phone that wasn't working the other day, or the coworker that just doesn't seem to get off your back. There's other ways that can help you move through a lot of that. So peppermint oil is one of those powerful oils. It's a very simple oil, but it wipes a lot of the receptor sites, so our nervous system is able to communicate better and we can be more alert. And what I love is this drawing, and that it's creating beauty. The more beautiful our mind is, the more we are going to bring in and pay more attention to those things that are positive within our life. So gratitude is one of those things that helps to lift us out of it. And it's one of the things that we use with our Essential Emotions program that I'm going to get into here. So we have a lot of tools and offerings that I want to share with you to make sure that you can get some tools within your household to empower you, and maybe even incorporate with your business. As a massage therapist, I use essential oils with my clients. As I'm working on becoming a holistic life coach, I'm going to be incorporating more with the essential oils in that capacity to help support people emotionally. So one of the first things I want to share with you is how to get your essential oils. So here we have a kit, and dōTERRA has like a Costco membership where we have discounted prices on our essential oils, and they create kits that waive that membership fee and help you save below wholesale price. I have a QR code here where you can access a link to purchase this kit. And what's really cool is a lot of these oils that are in this kit are the oils that we've been talking about with this presentation today. And you get a diffuser for free with this kit. So it's a really nice way to get started. And then one of the things I like to do once you get a kit is to meet up and find what ways I can support you with a wellness consultation that'll take you and make it more personalized as you begin your dōTERRA journey. So getting the oils is a really great way to get started. And then we have our essential emotions. This is an incredible resource, and I'm so excited that we are offering coaching programs, and it makes it so hands-on. And in this graphic, you can see a couple different things. There's the book, there's the wheel, and then we have an emojis feelings guide. So for those people that are nonverbal or unable to really find the right word to be able to say what it is, they can look and point at a picture and say, this is kind of how I'm feeling today. And then you can find a way to support them. And it's been something that's been very effective for a very long time. This book has been out for a while, but now we're getting to a point where we're really seeing some powerful ways we can support people, because mental health is definitely an issue and a concern with society. So we like to meet up with people and help them to be able to learn how to manage their emotions, and we process that with them. So we identify the emotion, we help them process the emotion, and then release it so that they can live free. So those are the 4 steps that we're moving people through as we take them through the essential emotions. So this is an example of how the book works, is that each oil has a description and talks about what that oil's message is for us, so we can know how to use it for us emotionally. And so it'll have a description, and then it'll give suggestions for like how you're going to use it. If it's aromatic, topical, or internal, it'll give you the ingredients, and then it'll talk about the different emotions. So that's just one example. So if you know what the oil is, you can go that route. But if you don't know anything about essential oils, then you can also look at the body and look at, okay, I'm having this horrible neck ache. And you can look at the neck, and then you can identify the emotion, and then you can go to our next section, which is going to take you through what oils to use. So the ability to name an emotion or experience is essential to being able to process it in a productive and healing manner. That's Brene Brown from her Atlas of the Heart. It's just another emphasis as far as the more you can identify your emotions and broaden it, you're going to be able to be much more effective in processing those emotions. So the wheel here again is, I love this. It's very basic. So in the very center, for example, you pick peace, and then you follow that petal out to the next section, and it's going to have about 10 to 12 emotions. You're going to be able to get even more specific within peace as far as what you want. And then you're going to follow it out from there. And at that further piece of the petal is what oil to use. So you can look on this wheel and you're going to find a variety of oils to use. Now, You may not have all the oils, and that's totally fine. The book is also going to give you some other recommendations. And so that's what's really cool. There's some other ways that we can use the oils. We have cards. So it's another awesome way if you do have a lot of oils to get a little bit more personal. And then they have an affirmation on each one of those cards for that oil. So I have a special offer for you. I have a QR code here that is going to link you to the website. And if you put in Julie Scott for your coupon code, you can get 10% off of your purchase. So take advantage of this offer and being able to go in. What's really cool is that they also bundle these different items so you can get even more of a discount when you get more of it. And you're definitely going to want to get it. What's really cool is that we also have an app that you can use. So you don't have to carry all the different books. You can have it on your phone. And one really cool thing about that, the phone app, is that it's going to take you through, this is what it looks like. So it has different tabs up on the top. It has your emotion, it has your oil, and it has your body. So then you can click on those different categories, and then you can identify what it is that you need to do. So what you'll see under balanced is off to the right. It's going to talk about free from emotional or physical disturbance, peaceful and steady. That's what you're trying to have more of in your life. And then it's going to list all the supporting oils. So there's quite a few oils right there that you can use for balance. Petitgrain, patchouli, aroma touch, DDR prime, holiday joy, hinoki, anchor, amavi, black spruce, and celery seed. So we have a wide variety of oils that are listed right there. So what's cool is if you don't have hinoki, there's another oil that you can go and use. So patchouli or petitgrain, by the way, is the flower of the orange. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the neroli. Shoot, I forgot what petitgrain was. That's okay. I have a book to go look that up. And then processing support. So this is what we do when we identify the emotion. We also are going to try to find out which oil is going to be more effective. So you might read on each one of those oils and really see like which one lands better. There might be one oil that speaks to you way more specifically than another oil. But we're going to come back here and process the emotion and what it is saying. You're going to start off with these questions to identify it. So then this way you're going to start to process it. Am I processing an emotional or triggering experience? Am I listening to my inner voice and living consistently with what serves me best? Now, this is when you try to identify like what it is that's going on. What is keeping you from finding balance? And really, are you willing to move forward with this? There are some people that are just not quite ready. And so it takes a little time. And when the timing is right, which is very powerful, we can help somebody move through. If somebody is willing to work through the process, then we're going to declare. This kind of goes back to the sensories. So we got the oils that we're smelling and we're affecting the brain. And now we're going to, with sound, declare, I am now allowed to listen to and follow my inner voice. This guides me to what is right for me. And then we have a visualization exercise. And so that way you have something to meditate on. And the more you can visualize it and be in that creative space, it just really reinforces those neural pathways so that you can be more effective in changing that emotion. So imagine identifying and sending gratitude to your inner voice. See light and love, steady and comfort your mind, heart, and body. So when you have the app, it's all right there. It's really easy to use. It really helps you to break through it. And it takes a little bit of practice and comfort and being able to understand all that. And when you go from an emotion of what you don't want to an emotion that you do want more of, it is a little bit of a process. And so you're really going to come back to this whenever that a feeling comes in. But essential oils are quickening agents and they're able to help us process through. So when that emotion comes back, it's not as loud. It's like it turns down the volume. So then you're able to manage it better piece by piece. And then you're able to make those changes for yourself and get to where you're wanting to be. So there was an example of somebody who, was talking about the neck pain earlier. Their dog died, and their daughter was having so much grief over the loss of their dog that she was having a lot of neck pain. And so the mother had her phone on her when she was trying to massage her neck and just trying to give her some relief. And she asked her, she looked up what neck pain was, and it said accepting change, the ability to forgive the self for past mistakes. And the daughter identified that she was feeling really guilty because she had taken the dog out for a long walk that day. And unfortunately, the dog overheated and died on that walk. So the daughter was really struggling with coping with that situation, and how it was identifying was a pain in her neck. She had to carry that dog back on from that long walk in the woods. And, there's a lot of grief involved with that. And so looking deeper, is there something I need to forgive myself for in order to move forward? So looking under that guilty emotion on the far right, they identified bergamot as the most ideal oil. It happened to be in the bedroom right there. And so she pulled it out and massaged her neck, had her inhale the oil, declare, I am now open to learn the truth about this situation. I am now filled with virtuous love for myself and others. And the visualization of see yourself disposing of a bag of dark muck. See strong wind clearing out the dust particles in your body and filling it with virtue and kindness. So it wasn't much longer than that. And a lot of that neck pain dissipated after doing that exercise with her. So this is just a small snippet of a scenario that helps somebody process something that was going on and make those connections to all those little dots and how that was coming up for her. It was becoming a real pain in her neck. So one of the great things is that our master coaches have created a Facebook group that you can plug yourself in. It's called Essential Emotions Training. We have, I think, over 30,000 members now on this group. You are more than welcome to go check that out. We get a lot of support from those master coaches. And what's really cool is that they are now offering a coaching program. So I just graduated in December, got my coaching certification, and they are now starting up a whole new program here in January 23rd. And you're going to get all these different things to support you. It's like you can be really driven. You can get it done in 30 days. If you need to, you have up to 90 days to get this program completed. Unfortunately, the 10% discount is no longer available. It expired yesterday, but for $600, $597, and you can do it in 2 payments if you need to. Not only are you going to get the support for this, have the option of becoming an Essential Emotions coach, you are also going to be put into a membership for a year to get continuing education to support you on your journey as you begin Essential Emotions coaching. So these are just a few of our facilitators here. And when you go to the website, they have a video here for about 7 minutes. I'm just going to encourage you to go to essentialemotions.com, and they will kind of give you an intro on this coaching program that they're doing. So I just wanted to kind of come back and talk about how I love this visualization it's really one that Robin Jones had identified with, and that, she wanted to be able to do what she could to support the world and put her energy out there, rising herself above kind of just the muck that we kind of, that energy of those lower frequencies, and come up to a higher vibration and being able to put that signal out and reach to other people. And so it's really awesome, the program that they're offering to support us so that we can do that much more in supporting our communities. That's one of the things that I'm so passionate about by supporting the healer within the home, is that if you can help a family to be more regulated and to be able to support each other emotionally, then you really are affecting that community. And when you affect the community, you're going to affect many more people, as you are able to take care of centering yourself and managing those emotions. So I just want to thank you for the opportunity to share this information with you today. Here's my website. There is a QR code there so you can get connected with me. I do provide sessions. I do provide wellness consultations to be able to support you on your dōTERRA journey. And I'm so looking forward to be able to connect with you. And even if you have questions and trying to figure out what it is that you want, I would be happy to support you and plug you into an incredible resource and community that we have to support you on your dōTERRA journey. So I just want to thank you for joining us today, and look forward to seeing you in the future. Have a great day.